There is a particular kind of silence that follows betrayal, the kind that comes not from the absence of sound, but from the collapse of everything you thought was solid. I'm standing in my own kitchen right now, and the light pouring through the window is so bright, so relentlessly bright that it feels like an accusation. The clock on the wall reads 12:17 p.m. Noon has already passed, and I am trembling, not from cold, from something deeper than that, from the weight of discovering that someone I trusted, someone I opened my heart to when I was already broken, had been choosing dishonesty all along, choosing to use my weakness as an opportunity, choosing to step on the ground I was already struggling to stand on. I can feel it in my chest now, that tightening sensation that comes when your body knows something your mind is still trying to accept. It's the feeling of the earth shifting beneath your feet in the middle of the day, when you're supposed to be moving forward, supposed to be strong enough to handle the ordinary demands of living. But I'm not feeling ordinary right now. I'm feeling devastated. I'm feeling foolish. I'm feeling like the person who has been betrayed is somehow the one who should be ashamed. That is what betrayal does. It doesn't just wound you. It inverts your sense of what is right and wrong. It makes you question your own judgment, your own worth, your own capacity to see clearly. I've been awake since before dawn. I couldn't sleep. The night was long and twisted, full of moments when I would close my eyes and then immediately see their face, hear their voice, remember the exact words they said to me when I was asking for nothing but honesty. Just honesty. That was the covenant I thought we had. The simple, sacred agreement between two people that when you are vulnerable, the other person will not use that vulnerability as a weapon. But that's exactly what happened. And I've spent the last several hours replaying every conversation, every moment when I let my guard down, every time I said, yes, I believe you, or I trust you, or I need you right now. Each memory feels like pressing on an open wound. The morning light was different from this noon light. The morning light was softer, gentler. It was the kind of light that usually holds promise. But I woke up in that gentle light, already knowing something was wrong. I woke up already knowing that the ground beneath me was cracking. The moment when someone tells you that they have been deceiving you is a moment that splits your life into before and after. There is a before, where you believe something that wasn't true, and there is an after, where you have to rebuild your entire understanding of that person, that relationship, that moment in time when you were honest and they were not. And somewhere in between, in that terrible in-between space, you are left trying to understand how you didn't see it, how you couldn't have known, how you managed to be so completely wrong about someone you thought you knew. I am weak today. That is the truth I need to say out loud, here in this bright kitchen, where no one can hear me but God. I am weak because for the past 3 weeks, I have been carrying something that I didn't have the strength to carry. I have been dealing with a loss that hasn't finished being a loss yet. I have been trying to hold my family together while I myself was coming apart. I've been showing up at work, showing up for my children, showing up for the people who depend on me, all while something inside me was slowly fracturing. I was already tired, already at the edge, already wondering if I had anything left to give. And then this person, someone I opened my heart to, someone I was honest with about my exhaustion and my fear and my uncertainty. This person looked at all of that and decided that it was a good time to be dishonest with me. The betrayal doesn't feel like a small thing. It feels like a confirmation of my deepest fear, that I am fundamentally unworthy of the kind of love that shows up with truth, that I am the kind of person who gives and gives and gives and attracts people who will take and take and take, that somehow, in all of my vulnerability, I invited this person to hurt me, that maybe I am broken in a way that I don't even understand yet, broken in a way that makes me a target for people who want to use me. These are the thoughts that have been circling my mind since the moment they confessed. And each thought feels like a knife, and each knife finds a place where I'm already bleeding. But I am here now. I am at noon. and something in me knows that I cannot carry this alone for one more moment. My hands are shaking. My eyes are burning. There is a pressure in my chest that feels like it could expand and shatter me from the inside out. I can feel my heart beating too fast, can feel the anxiety moving through my body like something alive and hungry. I have been functioning all morning on the fumes of shock and adrenaline, and now that it's noon, now that the day is at its brightest and supposedly its strongest, I am running out of fuel. The sun is high above me, and I am sinking. That is what betrayal does. It takes your strength and inverts it. It makes you weaker in the moments when you most need to be strong. I have been alone with this. That is part of what has made it so hard. I haven't told anyone yet. I haven't called the people who love me, because I'm afraid that if I say it out loud to someone else, then it becomes more real. Then it is not just something that happened to me. It is something I have to explain, something I have to defend, something I have to sort out with another person's judgment added to my own. And right now, my own judgment feels so fragile, so questionable, so completely unreliable that I'm not sure I can handle having it questioned by anyone else. So I have been carrying this alone, carrying the weight of the betrayal, the weight of my own shame about not seeing it, the weight of trying to figure out what to do next, carrying the weight of the life that I thought I had and the life that I apparently actually have. It is 12:17 p.m. and I cannot carry it anymore. I cannot be strong. I cannot figure this out by myself. I cannot think my way out of this or work my way out of this or try my way out of this. There is nothing left in me but exhaustion and pain and a kind of desperate reaching towards something that I know is real, even though I can't see it. I am reaching toward God. I am reaching toward the shepherd. Because if there is anything I remember from every dark place I have ever been, it is that the shepherd does not abandon. The shepherd does not wait for me to be strong enough to find him. The shepherd comes to me in the valley. The shepherd comes to me when I'm broken. Father, I'm speaking to you now because I don't know what else to do. I'm speaking to you because my faith in people has been shattered, and I am terrified that my faith in you might be next. But I'm speaking to you anyway. I'm standing here in the bright noon light, and I'm admitting that I don't have the strength to carry this by myself. I don't have the answers. I don't have the clarity. I don't have the peace. And I know that what I need most right now is to know that I am not alone. I know that what I need most right now is to feel that I am being held, being guided, being seen by someone who knows me completely and loves me anyway. Someone who is not deceiving me. Someone who is not using my weakness as an opportunity. The words of Psalm 23 come to my mind now, and they come with a kind of gentleness that is almost unbearable. The Lord is my shepherd. Those words are so simple. They have been said 1,000 times, and I have heard them 1,000 times, but right now they are reaching me as if for the first time. The Lord is my shepherd, not the people I thought I could trust, not the person who hurt me, not even my own capacity to see clearly and to protect myself. No, the Lord is my shepherd. And as I speak those words out loud, I can feel something shifting in me. Not all at once, not dramatically, but shifting nonetheless. Like the very first moment when you realize that the tide is turning. Like the very first breath you take after you thought you couldn't breathe anymore. I have never needed those words more than I need them right now. All of my life, I have tried to be strong. I have tried to be capable. I have tried to be the kind of person who can handle things, who can figure things out, who can be trusted to hold it together. And that has gotten me far in many ways. That strength has served me. That self-reliance has protected me. But it has also left me alone. It has left me believing that I had to be enough on my own, that I had to be strong enough to see through deception, that I had to be wise enough to protect myself, that the betrayals I have experienced were somehow my fault, because I should have known better. I should have been more careful. I should have been more guarded. I should have been less open. I should have been less naive. I should have been less myself. But right now, At noon, with the sun beating down on me and the weight of everything pressing in, I am allowing myself to not be enough. I am allowing myself to be broken. I am allowing myself to be weak. And in that allowance, I can feel the shepherd drawing near. I can feel the presence of God becoming real in a way that is not abstract or distant or relegated to Sunday morning. This is real. This is now. This is happening in the brightness of the middle of the day, when I am supposed to be at my best, and I am instead at my worst, and the shepherd is here. Not because I earned it, not because I was strong enough or good enough or worthy enough, but simply because the shepherd comes to those who cannot come to the shepherd themselves. I shall not want. Those words follow, and they feel almost impossibly generous. I shall not want. When I feel so empty, when I feel like everything has been taken from me, when I feel like the things I thought were secure have turned out to be mirages, I shall not want. Not because the betrayal will be undone, not because the person will suddenly become trustworthy, not because everything will go back to the way it was, but because there is a kind of provision that the shepherd offers that goes deeper than circumstance, deeper than what people do to us, deeper than our own brokenness. The shepherd provides for the deepest parts of us that are still alive, that are still capable of being comforted, that are still capable of receiving love. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. I need to stop walking for a moment. I need to allow myself to rest. The green pastures, they are not places where I am performing or producing or proving my worth. They are places where I can simply be, where I can simply exist in the presence of one who loves me, and I can feel that becoming real right now. The pressure in my chest is beginning to ease, just slightly. The trembling in my hands is beginning to soften, as if the ground beneath my feet is becoming more solid, not because the circumstances have changed, but because I am being reminded that there is ground beneath my feet, that I am being held, that I am not falling. I am standing in my kitchen, and the noon light is still bright, but it feels different now. It feels less like an accusation and more like a witness. It feels less like it's exposing me and more like it's illuminating something that was always there. The presence of a shepherd who walks beside me in my weakness. The presence of a God who does not require me to be strong in order to be worthy of love. The presence of something sacred that is not disappointed by my brokenness, but is instead drawn to it. That is drawn to me precisely because I cannot do this by myself. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Those waters are not the rushing, demanding waters of a world that wants me to move on, to be fine, to get over it, to stop being so sensitive or so hurt. The still waters are the waters of deep healing, the waters that are quiet enough that I can hear the voice of the shepherd, the waters that are calm enough that I can begin to feel safe again. And as I think about those still waters, I can feel the noise in my mind beginning to quiet. The racing thoughts are beginning to slow down. The panic that has been my constant companion all morning is beginning to release its grip, just barely, just a little bit. But it is enough to make me believe that healing is possible. Restore my soul. That is my prayer right now. Restore my soul. Because it is not my circumstances that need to be restored. My circumstances are what they are. The betrayal has happened. That cannot be undone. But my soul, the deepest part of me, the part that believes in love and goodness, and the possibility of being seen and cherished, my soul has been shaken. It has been wounded, and I am asking the shepherd to restore it. I am asking for the restoration of my capacity to trust, not blindly, but wisely. I am asking for the restoration of my sense of my own worth, not based on what others do to me or for me, but based on the fundamental reality that I am loved by the shepherd. I am asking for the restoration of my peace, the kind of peace that is not dependent on whether I understand what is happening, or whether I have figured out what to do next. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness, for his name's sake. And I can feel this happening. I can feel that even though I did not choose the path of betrayal, The shepherd is choosing a path for me that leads toward wholeness and truth. A path that does not require me to minimize what happened or excuse the person who hurt me or pretend that this wasn't significant. But a path that does not allow me to be destroyed by it either. A path where I am learning, through the pain, something about the nature of love and trust and the kind of strength that can exist alongside weakness. A path that the shepherd knows is right for me, even when I cannot see where it leads. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. I am in the valley right now. That is what noon feels like when you have been betrayed. It feels like you are walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Like everything you thought was alive is dead, and everything you thought was solid has become shadow. But the shepherd is with me. The shepherd is with me in this valley, not somewhere else, waiting for me to be strong enough or faithful enough to climb out. But here, in the middle of the pain, walking beside me, and because the shepherd is with me, I will not fear. I will not be destroyed. I will not lose myself in the darkness of what has happened. The fear that has been gripping my chest is beginning to transform into something else. It is becoming a kind of reverent awareness, an awareness that I am not alone in this, that I am being held, that I am being guided through this by a presence that is infinitely more reliable, more trustworthy, more constant than any human being could ever be. And that is not a small thing. That is not something I can explain logically, but it is something I can feel. It is something I can experience right now, in this moment, at noon, when everything is bright and exposed and there is nowhere to hide. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The tools that the shepherd uses to guide and protect and direct the flock, they are instruments of comfort. They are not instruments of punishment. They are not instruments of judgment. They are instruments that are used to keep me from wandering into danger, to guide me towards safety, to remind me that I am being cared for. And in this moment, when I feel like I have been left unprotected and exposed, I can feel the presence of those tools. I can feel the gentle guidance of the shepherd's hand. I can feel the structure that is holding me together when I thought I would fall apart. My sense of time is changing. I've been praying for maybe 10 minutes, but it feels like I have been standing in this presence for much longer. Or maybe it feels like no time has passed at all. I'm no longer checking the clock. I'm no longer aware of the world moving around me. I'm aware only of this, that the ground beneath me is solid, that the light around me is not an accusation but a blessing, that I am being held by something that is bigger than my pain, bigger than my betrayal, bigger than my doubt. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, and I realize that this is the deepest truth about what is happening right now. The shepherd is not removing me from the presence of those who have hurt me. The shepherd is not taking me away to some distant place where pain cannot reach me. Instead, the shepherd is preparing a table, a place of nourishment and sustenance and fellowship, right in the presence of all the things that have threatened to destroy me. The betrayal is still real. The person who hurt me is still real. The circumstances that led me to this place are still real, but so is the table, so is the nourishment, so is the presence of the shepherd who invites me to sit down and be fed, to rest and be sustained, even in the middle of the valley. This is the reversal that I have needed to understand. This is what I have been reaching for without knowing how to name it. I have been waiting for the shepherd to remove me from the pain. But what the shepherd is actually offering is something far more profound. The shepherd is offering me the capacity to live in the presence of the pain without being destroyed by it. The shepherd is offering me a kind of sustenance that is not dependent on my circumstances being fixed, or my life being easy, or my heart being unbroken. The shepherd is offering me the real thing, the true thing, the eternal thing, and it is happening right here, at noon, in my kitchen, with the sun pouring through the window and my hands beginning to steady. Anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. There is an anointing happening. I can feel it. It's not something I can see or touch, but it is real. It is real in the way that grace is real. It is real in the way that love is real. It is real in the way that restoration is real. The shepherd is marking me. The shepherd is claiming me. The shepherd is saying, "You are mine. You belong to me." And nothing that anyone else has done, nothing that anyone else has taken from you, nothing that anyone else has used you for, none of it changes that fundamental truth. You are the shepherd's. You are marked with oil. You are blessed. Your cup is running over. And I realize that my cup is indeed running over. Even now, even in this moment when I feel so emptied out, my cup is running over with the presence of the shepherd. My cup is running over with a kind of love that does not depend on my circumstances being perfect. My cup is running over with a kind of provision that is not diminished by betrayal. My cup is running over with a kind of hope that is not based on whether people will be honest with me, but on the absolute certainty that I am loved by one who is completely honest, completely reliable, completely trustworthy. The weight is lifting. I can feel it. It is not all gone. There is still sadness here. There is still disappointment. There is still the reality of what happened. But the weight of thinking that I have to carry this alone, the weight of thinking that I am somehow to blame, the weight of thinking that this betrayal means that I am unworthy of love, that weight is lifting. It is being replaced by something else, something lighter, something that feels like truth. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Those words are not telling me that nothing bad will ever happen to me again. Those words are not promising me that I will never be hurt again, or betrayed again, or disappointed again. Those words are simply and powerfully stating that goodness and mercy will follow me. They will pursue me. They will catch up with me. No matter where I go, no matter what happens to me, no matter how broken I become, goodness and mercy will be behind me, beneath me, around me, holding me. That is the covenant. That is the promise. That is what I can trust. And the person who betrayed me, I need to say this out loud because it matters. The person who betrayed me does not have the power to change that fundamental truth. What they did to me was real. It hurt. It shattered my trust in a way that will take time to heal. But they do not have the power to sever my connection to the shepherd. They do not have the power to convince me that I am unworthy of love. They do not have the power to make it so that goodness and mercy do not follow me. That power belongs to God alone. That power belongs to the shepherd alone. And the shepherd has already spoken. The shepherd has already said, "I will follow you with goodness and mercy. I will pursue you. I will find you in the valley. I will restore your soul. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." This is the promise that transcends everything else. This is the promise that is not dependent on whether I understand what is happening right now, whether I know what to do next, whether I have figured out how to process this betrayal and move forward. The promise is simply and absolutely this: I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I belong to the shepherd. I am home in the presence of God. Not someday, when I have healed enough or grown enough or forgiven enough, but now, right now, at noon, in my kitchen, with the sun pouring through the window and my heart beginning to remember how to beat gently. I'm beginning to feel something like peace. Not the absence of pain. The pain is still here. It is still real. It is still mine to carry and process and eventually to transform. But beneath the pain, around the pain, holding the pain in a container that is larger than itself, there is peace. There is the peace that comes from knowing that I am not alone. There is the peace that comes from remembering who I belong to. There is the peace that comes from allowing the shepherd to do what the shepherd does best: to walk beside me, to guide me, to restore my soul, to comfort me in the darkness. The clock on the wall now reads 12:31 p.m. Noon has fully passed, but something has shifted in me that feels more significant than the passage of time. The light in my kitchen is still bright, still steady, still pouring through the window in that relentless way that it does at midday. But the light no longer feels like an accusation. The light feels like a blessing. The light feels like a sign of the presence of God. The light feels like proof that I am alive, I am here, I am being held, I am being guided. My hands have stopped shaking. My breath has become deeper, slower, more like the rhythm of someone who is resting rather than someone who is running or fighting or trying to survive. My heart is still tender, still wounded, still processing the reality of what has happened to me. But my heart is also beginning to heal. My heart is beginning to remember that it is capable of more than just pain. My heart is beginning to remember that it is capable of trust again, not in the same way, but in a deeper way. A way that is rooted not in the trustworthiness of other people, though I hope to find trustworthy people, but rooted in the absolute, unchanging, eternal trustworthiness of the shepherd. I am thinking about the person who hurt me, and I can feel something shifting there as well. I do not feel anger or bitterness. I do not feel the desire for revenge. What I feel is a kind of sad clarity. This person had the opportunity to be someone who could be trusted with my vulnerability, and they chose instead to use that vulnerability for their own purposes. That says something about them, but it does not say anything about my worth. That says something about the choices they made, but it does not change the fundamental reality that I was right to be vulnerable, that I was right to open my heart, that I was right to reach out for connection and support. The betrayal does not invalidate the goodness of those impulses. The betrayal does not mean that I should stop being open or honest or vulnerable in the future. The betrayal simply means that I need to be more discerning about where I place my trust. And I need to remember that my deepest trust, my fundamental trust, my eternal trust needs to be in the shepherd and not in human beings. That is a hard truth. That is a truth that I think I have known intellectually for a long time, but I am understanding it now in a deeper way. I am understanding it in the way that the body understands, in the way that the spirit understands, in the way that the soul understands. The shepherd is the one who is completely reliable. The shepherd is the one who will never betray me. The shepherd is the one who will never use my weakness as an opportunity. The shepherd is the one who walks beside me in the valley. And when I remember that, when I truly remember that, then I can open my heart again, not recklessly, not without wisdom, but I can open my heart again, because I know that even if I am betrayed again, even if I am hurt again, the fundamental reality will not change. I belong to the shepherd. I am the shepherd's sheep, and the shepherd will not abandon me. There is a wave of emotion moving through me now, but it is not the sharp, jagged emotion of pain and shock and betrayal. It is a deeper emotion. It is the emotion of being seen. It is the emotion of being known. It is the emotion of being loved in a way that is not conditional, not dependent on my performance or my strength, or my ability to figure things out. It is the emotion that comes from allowing someone else to be strong for you, to guide you, to lead you through the valley toward the place where the light is steady and the peace is real. I need to let this settle. I need to let this peace settle into all the places where I have been shattered. I need to let the reality of the shepherd's presence continue to heal me in all the ways that I am broken. But I am no longer afraid. I am no longer alone. I am no longer doubting whether I am worthy of being cared for. I am the shepherd's. That is the truth. That is the foundation. That is the reality that no betrayal can change. Noon has passed. The day continues. The world keeps moving. My life continues to unfold, with all of its complications and challenges and moments of pain. But I am moving forward now, not in my own strength, but in the strength of the shepherd. I am moving forward not based on my own ability to see clearly, but guided by the shepherd's sight. I am moving forward, not based on my own capacity to be strong enough, but held up by the shepherd's strength. And that makes all the difference. The betrayal is real. It happened. I will need time to process it, and to grieve it, and to let it teach me what it has to teach me. But the betrayal is not the final word. The betrayal is not the most powerful thing in my life. The most powerful thing in my life is the shepherd. The most powerful reality is that I belong to God. The most powerful truth is that I am loved with an everlasting love. And that love is not affected by my circumstances. That love does not depend on whether I am strong or weak. That love does not require me to have figured it all out. That love simply is, and I am in it, and I am home. Thank you. Thank you for walking beside me through the valley. Thank you for restoring my soul when I thought it was beyond restoration. Thank you for guiding me in paths of righteousness when I could not see where to step. Thank you for preparing a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thank you for anointing my head with oil and causing my cup to run over. Thank you for following me with goodness and mercy all the days of my life. Thank you for the promise that I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You walked beside me, and peace returned at noon. Betrayal may strike when you're weakest, but the shepherd walks closest in the valley.